August is absolutely packed with new games. Both the Nintendo Switch 2 and the original Switch are getting plenty of new releases this month, with a mix of major titles, exciting indie games, and long-awaited launches. There's a lot to look forward to, so let's go over the biggest physical and digital releases you need to know about for the month of August in 2026 for both the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. Let's dive into it. The first major release of August goes to Final Fantasy XIV Online. The legendary MMORPG is finally making its way to a Nintendo platform with its Switch 2 release on August 4th. Square Enix is putting a lot of effort into this version, with the team showcasing the game in multiple streams and expressing a lot of confidence in the port. From what we've seen so far, it does look promising, but keep in mind that most of the footage has been from controlled previews. Once the game is actually live on Switch 2, we will get a much better idea on how well it performs in real-world conditions. Like for other platforms, Final Fantasy XIV Online will offer a free trial for new players, allowing you to experience the game with no restrictions up to level 70. After that, you'll need a subscription to continue playing. On the US eShop, the Starter Edition is available for $19.99. This includes 30 days of game time, and there's the Complete Edition and Complete Collector's Edition, which includes all the expansions. Both of those versions are currently available with a 30% off discount on the eShop until August 13th. Will you be jumping into Final Fantasy XIV Online when it launches on Switch 2? Let me know down below in the comments. Another game that many fans are excited to see is Lies of P Complete Edition. This award-winning Souls-like is finally making its way to the Switch 2 platform. It'll be out on August 5th, and this will have the full game and the expansion together in one complete package. Early footage of the game are looking pretty promising, and the game is expected to support 60 FPS in dock mode. Additionally, a Day 1 patch will also add a 60 FPS performance mode for handheld play, which is great news for Switch 2 owners. On top of that, the physical release will not be a game keycard. Everything will be included directly on the cartridge, which is a big win for players who prefer having a complete physical copy of their games. Hey publishers, this is how you do a Switch 2 release. This is great stuff. If you like Souls-likes, then this is something you should definitely have on your radar. While it's not a new game entirely, it is worth noting that on August 5th, the first part of Pokopia's expansion pass arrives. This adds a whole new area to the game, Bubbly Basin, which is a completely underwater area. The whole new area comes with brand new quests, new furniture items, and of course, lots of new Pokemon to meet and find homes for. Additionally, there will be a free update for everyone that will release that day that adds a brand new ability, the Dive ability, which you can learn. As expected, the new DLC will take full advantage of that ability. The expansion pass is $34.99 on the US eShop and will have 2 additional parts released later for it, later in 2026 and in 2027. Montabi is a creature-collecting, roguelike deck-building game that will be out for both the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 on August 6th. In this game, you'll need to train your Montabi, so the creatures in this game, to get stronger and help them evolve into new forms, gaining new card abilities to use in combat. You'll need to organize them on a 3x3 grid and use their abilities to beat down your opponents. This looks like a neat twist on the monster collecting formula by incorporating lots of strategy to the mix. If you like strategy-style games, then this might be worth a look when this comes out on August 6th. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered gets released on the eShop for Switch 2 on August 11th. The remaster modernizes the 2006 Game of the Year classic with brand new visuals, refinements to the controls, and quality of life improvements. And there's even new content too. This is the latest in a long line of releases from Bethesda for the Switch 2 platform. We've seen a lot of games come out from them for the system. This of course has the original DLC and expansions, the Shivering Isles and Knights of the Nine. Out on August 13th is Duskfade, a 3D action platformer that looks immensely cool. You get to play as the hero, Zirian, who is accompanied by a mechanical cuckoo in a quest to save his sister from a mysterious clock tower that has appeared and cursed the land with eternal darkness. Expect lots of action and intense platforming in this one. This one looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It has a pre-order discount going on right now on the eShop with a 20% off discount until the day of its release. The latest Madden game comes out on August 13th. Madden NFL 27 will be out on the Switch 2 platform, and it'll have an MSRP of $69.99. This year's release is supposed to be powered by what EA Games calls the all-new Persona engine, where every NFL player has a distinct, realistic personality that affects how they play. Inspired by retro games and classic anime series of yesteryear, Choppa Rescue Rivals looks to be a lot of fun. You gotta guide your helicopter through a single-player story, taking on various missions. Each pilot has their own rescue tool and story location, so there's a bit of variety to the game, where every stage is expected to be different. One stage might have you rescuing people or relocating them, while another one has you taking on a giant rogue robot. In addition to the single player, there's a bunch of modes that will support 4-player local multiplayer. It'll be priced at $14.99 and will be available for the Switch 1 when it comes out on August 13th. Plungeez seems to be a Metroidvania that's different from the norm. You're not some hero, or warrior, or spaceman, or anything of the like. You're a plumber. Yes, you unclog toilets while living. Set in a fictional version of the underground sewer system in Salvador, Brazil, you'll need to solve puzzles with your abilities you obtain in order to advance in the game. In fact, puzzles are very much the focus of the game. There's very little combat at all. Instead, you're going to need to rely on your wits and reaction time in order to save the plumbing situation. I've actually had a chance to check this out over the last few weeks thanks to a review code from the publisher, and I gotta say, I do find it charming. For $10 MSRP, I think this is something to look out for if you like brain teasers or puzzles. It'll put your noodle to the test. Out on August 19th is STEINS Reboot, both the Switch 1 and Switch 2. This is the updated version of the classic adventure game STEINS with updated visuals and UI, as well as updates to the story that expand on it. In addition to the eShop, it will have a physical release for both platforms, and at this time, the very least, it looks not to be a game key card release for the Switch 2. Grim Trials is an action roguelite where you take on the role of one of Death's Reapers, crafting and customizing weapons and equipment as you battle demons, corrupted souls, and all kinds of monstrous enemies. I have to admit, this one looks incredibly flashy. The animation is super smooth, and the Switch 2 version is expected to run at 60 FPS. It's also coming to the original Switch, although performance details for that one have not been confirmed yet. There are definitely no shortage of action roguelites these days, but still, the gameplay looks promising, and with its budget-friendly price, this could end up being one to watch when it comes out for both platforms on August 20th. On August 25th, from NN Games comes Apidya Special. This is a remake of the 1992 shoot-'em-up for the Amiga computer system. The game has been built from the ground up in a 24-bit art style. That said, you'll also be able to switch from the new modern style to the retro style, aka the classic style, at any time with a press of a button. Also, legendary composer Chris Hulsbeck is back with a new version of the original soundtrack, which is accessible in this version. In addition, there's going to be a bunch of goodies and ways to customize the visuals and all that. When it comes out, it'll have an MSRP of $19.99 on the US eShop. Out on August 27th for Switch 2 is BRIGANDINE Abyss from NIS America. This is a brand new game in the BRIGANDINE series. It's a strategy RPG and a war simulation all in one, something we don't get to see much of these days. There will be 6 different storylines to take part in, multiple campaigns, and a new mission mode. It seems like there's going to be a lot of content here for those who love strategy games. The very Monster Boy-inspired indie Metroidvania, Aggelos, gets a sequel launching on the eShop on August 27th. In addition, Aggelos 2 will get a physical release for the platform on the very same day. Aggelos 2 features gorgeous 16-bit inspired visuals, as well as the game offers 2 massive interconnected maps to explore, and a unique dual-form combat system that lets you switch between angel and demon forms for both offense and defense. Along the way, you'll unlock new abilities, discover hidden secrets, and gradually expand your arsenal of skills. If you're planning to pick it up digitally, the eShop is currently offering a 20% off discount through the game's release date. I'm a big fan of the original game, so this is something I'll be keeping my eye on. The long-awaited second volume of the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection is out both the Switch and Switch 2 on August 27th. Volume 2 includes Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, and Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, the HD Collection version. In addition, it'll have the Game Boy Color game Metal Gear Ghost Babel 2. Expect a lot of goodies with the collection. It'll have the MGS4 database master book, screenplays of the games, and more. Safe to say most are excited for this one, simply because MGS4 finally gets a modern release. For years, it's been locked to the PS3, but we'll finally get to experience it on other platforms, and it'll be 60 FPS too. Well, the Switch 2 version and other console versions will have it at 60 FPS. The Switch 1 version is going to be 30 FPS, but hey, that's kinda expected. Anyway, I'm super duper excited for this one myself. MGS4 was a blast, Peace Walker and Ghost Babel are good games as well, and this should be a big deal when it comes out later this month. After a long time, the original Nintendo Switch will be getting a sequel to the soccer/football RPG Captain Tsubasa. Captain Tsubasa 2 World Warriors will be out on Nintendo Switch on August 28th. It'll have a brand new story with new and improved gameplay systems that encourage more strategy and feature more playable characters than ever before. There's 22 different teams and over 110 different characters to control. In addition to the standard edition, there's both a deluxe and ultimate versions of the game, specifically on the eShop, that has the DLC and Season Pass that adds even more characters to the game. One of the most anticipated games for the Switch 2 finally sees release on August 28th. Elden Ring Tarnished Edition comes out for the platform. This was originally supposed to come out last year, but it was delayed as the developers needed to put some extra work into getting this prepared. Which is a good thing, because when it was showed off last year to the press, it had issues. Recent video and gameplay footage, like you see here, shows the game running much better than before, and previews seem to be very positive. Thank goodness they waited and put the effort in. This being the Tarnished Edition, that does mean it does include the Shadow of the Erdtree expansion with it, so there's going to be plenty of content here for folks to dive into. Will you be picking this up when it comes out? Let me know in the comments. And those are the biggest upcoming releases that you need to know about for the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 for August 2026. My goodness, our poor wallets. August is absolutely stacked with great looking games. I really feel like third-party publishers are stealing the spotlight this month, and honestly, that's not a bad thing. Now I want to hear from you. What games are you most excited for? Which ones are you planning to pick up? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. And if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. I upload new videos every week covering everything Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. Thank you so much for watching, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you with the next video real soon.